Not only are Disney and Lucasfilm currently focused on Star Wars Episode 9, The Mandalorian, as well as 2 other live-action TV series, but also the new Star Wars Trilogy, also known as the 4th Trilogy, by the creators of Game of Thrones, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, I will admit that I'm really looking forward to the 4th Trilogy and exactly what the guys over at Game of Thrones have to offer for these stories of Star Wars films that will continue the franchise as a whole and will be based within the current mythology. So what's really intriguing about all of this, you guys may or may not have heard, a couple of days ago, we actually heard about that big report that the 4th Trilogy is going to be based within the Old Republic hundreds of years before the events of the Skywalker saga. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about the future of this franchise when it, of course, comes all down to the, the live-action TV series, the new trilogy, whatever have you. Now, when it comes to the 4th Trilogy, it's described that the 4th Star Wars trilogy that is currently being developed by the creators of Game of Thrones is set to keep a similar format to the Skywalker saga, where there will be a trio of heroes that will go up against antagonists in the films. It's described that one of the heroes in the first film of the new trilogy is going to be tightly based on a heroic Legends character that many hardcore fans will be familiar with from the expanded universe. Additionally, it's said that David Benioff and D.B. Weiss plan to make the heroic character as iconic as Luke Skywalker was in the originals, and that this trilogy will connect to the Skywalker saga, bringing a return of many familiar planets in the Skywalker films. It's described that Switzerland is being looked at for a filming location for early 2020 for the planet of Alderaan that was fans got a glimpse of in, of course, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. It's also said that familiar species in the Skywalker saga films will also make a return in the first film of the 4th Trilogy. There are also talks of including some characters from the Skywalker movies in order to connect it all together. So first things first, I want to go over a couple of parts about this that are getting me very excited about the 4th Trilogy. Now, the one that really does, catch my eye is, of course, how they are looking over at Switzerland as a filming location for, of course, the new Star Wars trilogy. By the way, guys, in case you guys did not know, they're going to start, location scouting as early as this summer of 2019, which is where they, get an idea of where they want to, shoot for the movie, where they actually want to have the on-location sequences for the film, and Switzerland right now is actually on the map for, of course, one of the locations for Episode 9 for the planet of Alderaan. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that's the same exact filming location that they used at the very end of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, if I'm not mistaken. So, Alderaan coming back, this is yet another hint that they are staying true to, of course, Star Wars The Old Republic video game series. We may very well get the Battle of Alderaan, the popular battle in the Old Republic that involved a lot of the Sith and a lot of the Jedi going up against each other. So we could see something just like that in, of course, this new Star Wars trilogy. Now, the other one of which that really does excite me a lot is how, of course, one of the main heroic characters in the first film of the new trilogy is actually said to be tightly based on one of the Legends characters, a part of the expanded universe, and that actual character is going to be very well used in a way where both David Benioff and D.B. Weiss are trying to make this character as iconic as the character of course, Luke Skywalker. So let me say something here. I'm not quite sure if they're going to be able to pull that off to create a heroic character, a hero, if you will, within this new trilogy, as iconic as the character of Luke Skywalker. To me, it's really going to take a lot of effort, a lot of time and ideas in order to do that correctly. I just feel like that you can't create a character as iconic as Luke Skywalker, but that's just me, guys. I would love to hear your opinion on all of this, on whether or not the creators of Game of Thrones will in fact be able to do that, but that is their plan as of right now, is to create that character tightly based on one of the Legends characters that is very popular, and that actual character will be as iconic as Luke Skywalker. So the fact that it's going to be a recognizable Legends character that will actually be inspired in order to create this new one in episode, whatever it's going to be called, Chapter 1, Part 1 of the new Star Wars trilogy, I think that, there's a lot of potential going into this new Star Wars trilogy. Honestly, we do know that they plan on doing a lot of in-studio shots as early as fall of 2019, and a lot of on-location shots for early 2020. So, If you really think about it, guys, we are not that far from when the new Star Wars trilogy goes into production past pre-production. So the other one of which that I do want to go over is how they also plan to introduce a lot of planets, species, and characters from the Skywalker saga and implementing those into the first film of the new Star Wars trilogy. Nonetheless, guys, I am very excited to see what the Game of Thrones guys have to offer come 2021. Most likely is going to be the release. I would have to say May of 2021 is when we're going to get this new movie. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.